Okay, welcome to so far of the podcast. It is 8:05 p.m. in Madison, Wisconsin, 9:05 p.m. in Toronto, Ontario. I am Eamon Whitner,
Racing.
right now joined by Oliver Tagalog. I'm sure more people
Good
will
move.
join as we go. Oliver, how you
What did
doing?
you say? I'm well. I'm well. I have a midterm tomorrow, but it's econ. So
But it's econ. Can't be too hard if it's econ.
bird course. Bird course.
Of
Uh,
course. All right. Um,
just my room's a mess, so I'm cleaning up my laundry a little bit right now.
you heard it here, folks. Room's a mess. Before other people get their way in here, I guess we'll throw it out there. Congratulations to the Lincoln Cardinals. Another sweep of the district meet. I mean,
Oh my God.
it's
Get out
birds
the
only in
broom.
here right now.
Get out
Holy,
the broom.
bring out the
Woo!
room. Just the PIL
Oh,
dynasty.
how did Wells fumble like that?
Oh, we got call outs. I mean, he said it, not me. Uh,
They were ranked. They were ranked. They were ranked first.
it was close. It was close. Like
It was really close.
it was all like within like 5 points on like the ranking.
Well, boys varsity was close.
Yeah, boys varsity, girls varsity.
Girls varsity ended up being close, but that's like
That's crazy though.
because someone rested their number one.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty pretty freaking incredible. Um,
Yeah.
I I was so happy to see it. I watched it. The results pop up in my chemistry lab. I'd like had my phone up and was just like frantically like measuring stuff and then going and checking, measuring stuff and going and checking. I was just so like when I saw like the pack of I'm shouting them out, Peter James, former guest, Jackson Chaddock, Jack Denton, my neighbor, all those guys like moving up together. I got like
Yeah.
so excited just to see that. And it's just so cool to me because it's just like that's what it's about, like running as a team at championship races and then running your best race. And it's so cool too, because like this year, I feel like you see like a lot of really, really, really like fast times. Like on paper, like all these teams are like better than any team that's like been in the PIL. But the fact that like on the day it was just like a sloppy, muddy course, and it was like went out
It
slow.
was real cross country, bro.
It was so cool. So cool. And just for the best team to win, you just gotta love it.
Ah.
You just gotta love it, you know? You just gotta love it. And
Hey.
it makes me so excited for state too, because obviously, like, the team I want to win state and the way they ran like together, like that's what they're gonna have to do.
Yeah. It's
Obviously
gonna be
to a
so
greater
close.
degree, but still, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. You know, it's been 69 years since Lincoln won, since the Lincoln boys won state.
I don't think we've ever
It's
won
been
state.
No, we did. We won the first time, and we won the third time, and we haven't
Dang,
won since. Yeah.
dang,
I checked the results.
wow. Well, it's a pretty auspicious time to win, the 69
Yeah.
years removed.
69.
That'd be pretty cool. Um, that's pretty incredible. All right, Oliver, what's been up with you? Let's get the Oliver update rolling.
Oliver update, not much. It's been my I took 2 days off um after conference and I got antsy, so I just hopped back on. I On Wednesday I was biking for 45 minutes and also on my phone the checking the race results
You want
as
to
you
shout out
do.
a family member?
Yeah, Claire Tagalog moved up really well last lap like she usually does because she
The
has
dog.
some innate, like mental ability, like acuity to like she just knows, I don't know what to do and like where to move up in a race. She's very tactically sound. Yeah, good racing by her. Um, you know, what else? I don't know what's been
Halloween.
going on. Halloween. My goodness. I don't know. I can't talk about it though. I can't.
All right, that'll be off the air.
I can't incriminate. Yeah, they'll be out
Off
there. I
fair,
can't
off
incriminate.
fair, off fair. Needless to say, Oliver had a good Halloween.
I did.
Yeah, good for him. Good for him. How's the body feeling on the break right now?
I actually feel great. It's awesome. I'm gonna thinking about. I hopped on the bike today. I'm thinking about maybe doubling tomorrow. Maybe going like a little 4 and 6. I don't know. 4 and 6, 4and 4. You know, yeah, something light.
Fantastic.
Um, yeah, yeah. It's really nice. I went on like a 10 mile or like 10 and a half like long run. Um Inadvertently pushed the pace so that our average turned out to be like 6:47. So yeah, feeling, and I was like my heart rate was also like 150. So feeling good, you
Yep.
know.
There we go.
Feeling
Yeah. I mean, I feel like this cross country season was kind of like a weird one for you. So,
it was
like, you're really
but
fit.
not really good.
Stuff didn't come together. So it's cool to see that you're like had you have that experience of like that adversity, and then you're like, okay, like, but I want to get back
I
on
don't
the
even know if I fit. I don't think I had enough preseason. Um because like when I left Portland, I was just like barely getting back into running regular mileage.
yeah. Well, I'd
So
say that just like the summer that you had, like that didn't leave your body, right?
no, no.
Right. Like you and I know I was there, okay, Oliver.
Yeah, yes,
I
you
got
were.
dropped by you in a couple workouts. I know you were in pretty good shape. All right. Um, so you
No,
were
you
fit.
dropped me. You
No,
dropped.
I
Oh, you okay? I
distinctly
dropped you in
remember
one workout.
a tempo
I
where I
dropped you
got
both.
absolutely sunned and had to like collapse on the side of the Dunaway track because I like,
Okay, that was one though. That was
yeah, but it
one.
happened.
Like
But it
it,
happened.
it did happen. It did happen. But it's like, rule of thirds.
Why you hating on yourself right now? I'm trying to give you that glaze right now. I'm trying to let everybody know Oliver Theology is crazy like that.
I
Which
gotta
you
stay
are.
humble.
Which you are. Well,
No,
okay. I
but
guess
no,
you I guess you
like it's in the works though. Believe me, it's in the works. I hit 70 miles for 1 week during that preseason, and I'm gonna get up there soon. I don't really want to taper for indoor track because fuck indoor, but if that's what it takes to go to Boston, I gotta peek at the indoor schedule. There's like, couple opportunities to go to Boston, maybe,
team down.
yeah, maybe go to Cornell. If I'm really lucky, um, actually no, the sprinters and jumpers, or some of the jumpers go to, uh, holy shit, 2 chains,
If so, wait. But just for
one
the
neck,
audio
two
listener,
chains, one
audio
waist,
listener,
two.
to get. I got this. I bought this because this one broke. This is the one I got from Sammy, and I'm gonna go get it fixed. I don't know if it's like
Oh.
I don't actually know if it's like nice enough that they would fix it, but I'll pay probably more than it's worth potentially to get it fixed.
Mhm.
Then I could be one neck, two chains,
I don't know value.
which would be
Yeah.
kind of tough. Do you think it'd be kind of tough?
Are you
Because there are
kidding?
different thicknesses too, which I feel like makes it less corny.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you rock like two thick chains, you kind of look like a goober.
No.
But to be fair, this is still goober. Like I'm being a goober, but it's different levels. All right,
Yeah, but like still.
still.
Yeah.
All right. So wait,
Where the
just
fuck
so I'm
is
clear,
everyone?
huh?
Where is everyone?
I don't know. To be fair, it is late, and the reason I started it right away is just because I want to go to bed, and so sorry guys. They'll
Yeah.
they'll trickle in as makes sense. Part of the podcast is that it's very flexible. That's the beauty of having like six hosts. The one that actually needs to be there is me, and eventually someone.
Okay, all right.
Well, because I have the login to the the accounts.
I have a Zoom account also. I can also record,
True.
you
Well, I
know.
mean, like, but
Maybe.
like I don't remember the YouTube account login
Oh, that's true.
and the
That's
and the
true. Or I could
Spotify
just
login.
send we could just send it to you and then you
That's true.
like
Anyway, so we could eventually do that.
we could, but not to say that we will because
Yeah,
he's the engine that runs this freaking podcast.
kind of the Morgan
Uh,
McDonald, the
yeah, exactly.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know how it is. The Joe Rogan. Um,
Does he run? Oh, he runs it.
Yeah. That's awesome. So do you want to give like a little bit of context to the listeners about how U Sports track gets structured?
Oh,
Just
bruh.
because it's very, very different from the NCAA, to my
It's
understanding.
insanely different. Yeah, so Canadian universities end their school year pretty early. I get off in late April. So some people get off mid-April. Yeah.
You.
So, but yeah, so for that reason, there's no like track and field for U Sports is solely indoor track, which is yucky. Like it's just downright. When I when I finally realized that, like someone told me and it's like sat me down and explained, like there's no outdoor. Just like outdoor is all managed by clubs. So either you go back to your old high school club, which like um most like high school runners, they'll run for their high school team and they'll run for a club. And sometimes they won't even run for their high school team, they'll just run for the club. Because the club um uh I don't know, the club circuit is so developed that like there's club nationals and there's, uh provincial championships that are specifically for clubs. And then there's provincial championships that are specifically for high schools. So like you run for your high school team, then you go to for Ontario, you go to offices, which is Ontario Federation of Student, or I don't know, Ontario Federated Student Athlete Association or some shit. And then you have Athletics Ontario, which is the club version. So long story short, collegiate athletes for outdoor track, they run with either their university's club or they go back to their hometown and they run with their club.
Yeah.
So I will be going home to Portland and running either under University of Toronto Track Club or unattached, or if Coach Eric Detman will let me, Forest Park Track Club,
Redbird running, Redbird.
Redbird Running Club.
Redbird. Gotta be Redbird. For the post collegiate. It's gotta be post high school, it's gotta be Redbird. I think I might be
Mhm.
the only athlete on Redbird right now. Maybe me and
I need to get on that though.
Andy Weeding's wife are on the spreadsheets. My teammate. We ran together one time. One time. It was nice. My sophomore
Yeah.
year. I look very different than I did then, but
Oh my God, tell me about it.
yeah, things that
Yeah.
will never surface on this podcast platform. Anyway, so
Anyway,
anyway, so basically, like you only have two attached seasons, and
yes,
one of them
yeah,
is
yeah.
indoor track, right?
One of them is Goober Indoor Track.
Yeah,
But it's, there's cool indoor track meets. We get to go to Boston if we're good. Jumpers sometimes go to New Mexico, and I will beg and plead, Carl, get me on the plane to New Mexico. Um, I would I would love to go back. Although it is at altitude, and that would suck major ass.
you get the
Uh,
conversion.
oh, true.
Get the
And
Be like Nico Young and run like 12:10 in the 5K based on your
yeah,
conversion. Or
yeah,
dude, one time Asbel Kipsang, Abel Kipsang, with a
Abel
Kenya,
Kipson.
he got fourth in Tokyo. He ran like 3:30 at like Nairobi elevation, and it converted to like 3:23.
What?
Yeah, which hey, if Avery is on the podcast, we would have our conversation about what's real altitude and how that all works because we don't get too controversial. Right now, don't want to invoke Pete Julian and his thoughts on that. um, yeah, that's really. I mean, it's different, right? It's just a different system. It's interesting how it like places like an emphasis away from the school in what's considered like, especially in the US, I feel like there's a massive emphasis on outdoor track. Like outdoor track is the main thing because it's
Yeah,
like that's what the Olympics are
because it's
for. That's what
cooler.
like World Championships are for. And it's
They
interesting.
have indoor world championships, but just no one listens to it.
I know
No one
it's
cares.
yeah, because they don't line up with the Olympics, right? And so
Yeah.
it's really interesting. like how it just shapes like that around your school year. Like you'd even think like they let you guys like stay in the dorms and like race for Toronto Track Club, like host. That'd be cool. That'd be like a training camp kind of vibe. Like
Yeah, I wish they would.
yeah,
I mean, uh, if we had like a track house or something, guys would probably just stay in there and train with the track club and then compete, in the summer here in Toronto.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I that's what they do at like Western or Guelph. I know Guelph's your favorite.
Shout out
Um,
the Guelph Griffins.
Shout out the
I got a
Griffins. Shout out
recruiting
the
email from
Babies.
Manitoba, but honestly, my eyes are on the Guelph Griffins. If I was going to go with U Sports, it would be Guelph. So hit my line once I start running really fast. That's the only school that could take me away from here.
Not Toronto. Our engineering program is way better than Guelph.
Yeah, you're right. I would consider a visit to Toronto. You know,
Actually, do visit. That would be so sick.
I if okay, if I get freaky fast,
Oh,
even if I wasn't in,
yes.
okay. Toronto head coach. They'll listen to this part. Okay, I probably wouldn't end up going, but I would 100% waste money on visiting and hanging out with you in Toronto, um,
Dude,
and like dicking
yes.
around. I might even do that just in
No,
general. Just
no, because last time we had a Parker Levac, who is our premier distance prospect well, he was our premier distance prospect last year, ended up coming here. Um, very talented coming out of Ontario. Um, Coach Walter basically took
to go.
Jacob and there's one other guy who knows Parker really well, went out and like gave him a budget of like just go out and treat him. And they went to this really nice steakhouse. They like toured all the facilities and shit. It was it was class. And then he ended up coming here. So
Yeah. Hey, visits are fun. I could speak to my
visits are
one visit.
fun. You get to meet Walter.
I know. I mean, I want to just meet Walter in general. I mean, we're Strava buddies.
He was an odd critter.
I love an odd critter. Let me think. My one official visit that I went on, University of Buffalo, um, was I mean, we went to Dave's Hot Chicken, which was an insane free-run meal. Like we ate that
Oh,
before.
ew.
It was crazy. Um,
Oh.
it was like during Thanksgiving. You saw me like right after it. Um, Shout out Todd Witzelben. He was like super supportive through the whole thing. My like unfortunate and weird recruiting process. He was like an absolute stud. Vicky as well. Shout out the Bulls. They just raced Max. Did not go their way. But my boy Jacob Brink, who was my guy, my host, who I played ping pong with, he did. He's been like killing it like this season. Like he was their number one. I think he was their three at max, but he's been like crushing it. Like he's been running like sub 25 8Ks like consistently, and he was like a
Nice.
930 something, like 32 under guy in high school, and now he's like top of like a solid on the rise, mid major D1 team. So shout out those guys. They've been crushing it. Um, Visits are fun, and I would 100% just for to be silly visit Toronto if it
Yeah.
worked out that way. But I gotta take care of my process first and get there. So I guess
Okay,
speaking of,
sure,
we can move
sure,
into the
sure.
Amen update. Amen update is I've
Yeah, yeah, that's
been running. I ran 5 miles Monday through Friday this week, and then 10, actually 11 on
I don't have any
Saturday.
fingers.
Yeah, it was pretty good. IT band felt good. The fives were fun. Like 5 miles is such a weird distance. It's like right before you get to like a run, you know? Because in my mind, like a
Yeah.
run is like an hour of running. It's like 7 to 8. But like five is like okay, like we're getting there. So I had a lot of fun
Mhm.
running. It's been like cool to like be like switching back into like the like running mindset, and switching back into the lifestyle. Because when you're hurt, it's just like it's not that you're not taking
It's
care of
not as it's just a little bit of a lifestyle. Sorry, sorry.
it's not when you're hurt, it's like it's not that you like you like unlock in. It's just that like it's kind of like emotionally painful to like just think of yourself as like I'm an athlete and I do these things and I do this thing and I when you're just not seeing that like progress and like feeling that you're like building like that. And so it's like
No.
fun then when you start get back into it to like remember like oh yeah I get to like do this and oh yeah like I gotta like, drink
Yeah,
water
yeah,
more and oh yeah I gotta like really be intentional about sleep. Oh yeah I gotta like I should probably make my coffee in the morning so I can just wake up and click and go off my run. Like it's like that little stuff like that, that you begin to realize you can like do again and like take pride in again and just like find your way back into that identity. So I'm really liking that. And then
yeah.
the 11 miler,
That's
bro, I was straight up giddy the night before. I got in bed at
nice.
9:45. I was on a
You
Friday night. I got in bed at 9:45 because I was like I like put my clothes out.
because you were ready for the long run,
I was so ready for a long run because it'd been so long and
dude.
I was just like so
Same.
stoked and I was running with people because
Oh,
shout out Greta and Luke who I ran with. I was running with people and I was like I'm gonna get to do like an actual like because like a long run is like it's kind of a workout, and then like, you bring that layer
hmm.
of intention. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna like it's gonna be painful and I'm gonna be talking to
Yeah,
people and it's gonna be fun. And it was just like, dude, it was just the best time. I was so happy. I was
that
so
was exactly me on Saturday. Yeah.
it was so stoked. I was, dude,
Oh yeah.
I miss like running with like the boys and Luke and I were just messing around the whole time. And at one point, we just were like half pulling down our pants so like our asses were out. Greta did not see this, but it was just, it was just, it was
Bro.
just like silly, like cross country, like just goofy things to do again. And it was just fun to, I don't know, to be back into that.
Mm-hmm.
And then today,
Dude.
yeah, so it was just great. I'm Eamon is back. Starting workouts next week, so find out if I'm cooked or not. Find out if all that
I'm
swimming was
workouts
worth it.
next week. That was quick.
Well, no, because I it's been 3 weeks of running.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, mind.
Yeah, because I had like one like really light week, 1 week of like just fives, and then fives into 10. The next week's gonna be like light fartleks, light hill workouts. I'm gonna run the Madison Half Marathon with Luke and Greta and like pace them. Um,
Oh, okay.
and then we're gonna aim to like start at 7:30s and like maybe hopefully cut down. Luke ran his last mile in 5:46
For what?
for the long run.
For the 10 mile?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, damn.
Yeah. It was funny because he was like struggling the entire time. He's not like a big guy, but he's like bigger. Like he's like a soccer player, you know? He's
Yeah.
got some muscle and his calves get so tight that he loses circulation in his feet. And he
That's
kept having to stop
insane.
and we stopped at halfway and I made him take his shoes off and like massage his feet to like get blood back
You
in them.
massage his feet?
No, he massaged them. I tried, he didn't let me. Um, but he ended up at the end, he was just like, I want to hit this one hard. And he just started ripping like 5:20 pace. And I was
Oh,
like, oh, I don't know if
yeah.
I can hang with this. And then I was like, wait, no, I can. And then I was getting so excited when I realized he was going to break six. Um,
Last one, fast one.
yeah. So the man is fit. The
Always
man is
last one,
fit.
fast one. The boy's fit.
Yeah. And then just for the listeners know, I just got back from our first water polo game. Inter two water polo. I'm in a league now, intramural. We took an L.
Pretty serious.
It was pretty
Oh, he took an
serious.
L.
Yeah. It
What's the
actually,
team name,
we're the Portland Punishers.
actually?
Um,
Are
yeah.
there multiple people on the team from Portland?
Yeah. Me and Bishop.
Oh.
Yeah. No,
How many
it's
on the
from,
team?
it's like 7 people on our team.
Oh, and they just named it. You guys are the mascots.
Yeah, we're kind of like the really like dominant, like charismatic, like people just kind of like look to us.
Uh, that's fair. That's fair.
No, they're gonna change
Finest duo
that
in
just
Madison. Finest duo in Madison.
oh come on, bro. They just looked at us and like we'd hit one of these, it was over. It was over. Um, yeah, it was. I mean, it really exposed me that how weak my right arm is still because I like tried to throw to somebody and just threw an interception like immediately,
Jeez.
like I just could not whip it. So catch
No
me
wonder
getting
you guys
big.
took an L.
Yeah, we took an L. It was kind of a rough call. I did flip Bishop. Bishop played for the other team because they didn't have enough people, and I flipped him like twice, which is against the rules. But he was like trying to flip me, and I just won. So like I don't really count that. And then he flipped, and then you're only allowed to like have the ball if you're sitting in the inner tube in a specific way. And so I just moved it as he tried to get back in. So he was just like
Oh my
kind of half
God, dude.
drowning because they just told me to play man on Bishop. So I just like I like wrapped my legs around his inner tube and not let him move.
Dude, what? That
Uh,
is just that is just a flagrant foul in inner
I
tube
mean,
water
like
polo.
we call our own fouls, and Bishop didn't say anything. So
He was too busy getting underwater. That's so fun. Wait,
you
that's
know.
so funny.
And then afterward, I like he goes over to like the other team, and he's like, "Yeah, we got him, guys, we got him." And I just ran over. And I went, "Seatbelt, seatbelt, seatbelt." It was fun. It was fun. Next week, we'll get the dub next week. We're gonna work on our plays. We didn't really our defense. We're gonna run more of a zone next time, I think. Really try to emphasize the pick and roll a little bit more, and then I'm pretty sure just work on like our attacking on the left and the right.
Okay, yeah, sounds good.
Oh. Yeah. So that's the aim and update. Um,
What do you want to talk
Topics
about?
in the running world I'd like to throw out there.
Conferences?
Conferences, great,
NCAA
throwing
conferences?
out. Um, let's give some shout outs to our former teammates. Number one, Aiden Smith.
Aiden City!
Aiden City.
Aiden City! Oh my God. Ninth at Big
Hey,
Tens.
Big Ten, the prodigal son.
Oh
Uh,
my God.
I mean, I watched it live because I have YouTube TV, and so that gives me the Big Ten network.
Hey. Oh, that's bullshit.
Yeah, so I watched it live in math class. Because like, come on, what are we
Oh
doing
my
here?
goodness. I was
And
looking at the results and I was like,
it, I like, he was like in the front at the start, like in the front
yes, he
front,
was.
which was crazy.
Hey,
He was
I
like in
know.
third, and I was like, he's like in front of like Simeon. And I was like, oh, that's my guy, that's my guy.
He was in front of Simeon for like most of the race.
Yeah, he had a great
Yeah.
race. It was awesome. I mean, like, if you're top 10 in the Big Ten right now, like you are a potential All-American,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
he still has 2 more
Bro,
years of cross country left.
bro, walk in your trap, take over your trap.
I know. And like, I mean, for us Lincoln
Kind
Cardinals,
of. Not really, because they lost to Washington and Matt and Wisconsin. But
yeah, shout out. I would like to shout out Robert Liking. Just my king, bro. Like, I've seen him around campus. He looks every bit as
oh
over
my God.
as he.
Actually,
Yeah, I mean,
uh,
he's just such a cross country guy.
he's
Everything
just a
about that
guy.
kid is cross country. Um,
Yeah.
he bent everybody over.
He
It
really
was
fucking did, dude.
it was kind of messed up. He just and they you see they had a pacer in. So they had two guys go straight to the front and just like run right in front of Bob and
What do
just
you
like
mean who had the faces?
Wisconsin.
Who- Wisconsin, so like two Wisconsin runners?
Two Wisconsin runners went right to the front and just like and they
Uh,
dropped out.
does so at conferences, because I know SEC does it where you can like run 10
I
guys.
think you can run 10, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they just went straight to
Damn.
the front and like did
And
that.
then
And then
drop that.
it was cool because you'd see like those three up front and you're like, okay, I know these aren't like the top guys. And you look back and like the pack is back there. The Wisconsin pack. So they had like four guys, like they had four guys finish with Aiden. That's how they did so well. Is they just
Yeah.
had this pack and then they had Bob in the front. But they like set Bob up, which was so sick. And then Bob just set on him. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And now Mick Byrne is the winningest coach in Big Ten history.
Actually,
Wisconsin.
damn.
Yeah. And I think like the Big Ten title breakdown is like with the number one most titles is Wisconsin with like 60, and then number two is like Michigan with like five. It's so
That's
crazy.
fucked.
It's so crazy.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
They're crazy dominant.
Yeah. It's really
Yeah.
it will be interesting to see how they do at nationals. Because the speaking of moving away from the Big Ten, well, I guess women's side, Big Ten, Oregon women went
Oregon
crazy.
women, walk in your trap, take over your trap. I'm just walking your trap, take over your trap.
They did good. Maybe a
Shalon, I
little bit
can't
of
pronounce
a
her last name. Maddie
um,
Elmore, 1-2, cleaned
yeah.
up.
Shout out Maddie
Like
Elmore, South Eugene girl, Oregon 6A product. She needs our shout out.
fire.
She's not big enough.
Yeah. Um,
Uh,
did Mia Kane race?
I think she did. I think she was UCLA's one. I think. I don't think
Actually,
they did very good though. Like, I think they kind of struggled a little bit.
Their men's team has that one good guy.
That one guy, he's really good. He was like mixing up
He's
with the
really good.
BYU boys at
Yeah,
Dellinger.
yeah.
Let's see other notable conferences. WCC.
Shout out
Um,
Gonzaga.
Shout out
Go
Gonzaga
Zags.
women. Kira as a freshman, getting that trophy
On
now.
the team, bro.
So cool. Judah good, and
Unbelievable.
dude, Amelia was like 20 seconds behind her.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So shout out the PIL. Shout out our Lincoln girls. Both
Yeah.
hopefully be
Shout out
guests
Amelia
on this
Grace
podcast
James,
one day. They did awesome.
sister of special guest on the podcast from last
Peter
time,
James.
Peter
Second
James.
favorite James sibling, Amelia James. Um,
Okay. Okay.
just kidding, Amelia, you're a favorite. Sorry, Peter. Um, yeah, that was super cool.
Pretty great.
But oh, men's race, Portland won, which I mean, like, come on, you can't stop the pilots. Rob Connor. Rob Connor's been there for like 40 years. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Not very common in the NCAA to stay that long, but they are good. Like they are always good.
Best
Big
17-man team in the NCAA.
oh shout out
If you know you
CP3, Colin Penuel, my goat.
did you go to Portland?
He goes to Portland. Yeah, yeah. He's ripping
Oh my
crazy
gosh, of
double
course you
T.
did. Huh?
He's ripping double T like twice a week. If you follow him on Strava. Yeah.
Beauty.
I love that kid is like he is so locked in. I wish the best. He's gonna be so good at the 10K.
Of course you would go to Portland.
Yeah.
I
Um,
just did that for him.
yeah.
What
SWCC
Big
Big
Sky?
Big Scott. Oh,
Not
we
a
already
big
said Power Five.
huh?
So Big 12.
Yeah, Big 12.
Big 12
Uh,
on the men's
I actually
side,
didn't watch
BYU.
that replay.
BYU,
BYU took down OSU.
pretty crazy.
OSU
It's
frauds? Question mark. Brian Musau fraud?
didn't he win?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like didn't he run like
Guess he's
crazy
not a.
fast?
I guess
Yeah.
yeah.
It was kind of like Team International versus Team 26.
Team International versus Team White Private School.
Team International versus the married guys.
Yeah, 26-year-olds. Jesus.
I
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it just so happens NCAA is not a US only place, and there's all these different cultures and people and stuff, and it just works to create craziness. Sometimes that craziness is a couple of Kenyan guys coming and just ripping it up, which like why wouldn't you, right? You got to be good
Yeah.
to be good. You got to run the race. Women's side BYU won because they're crazy. Diljit Taylor is like
Diligent
we got
is,
Diljit Taylor on the podcast.
oh my God, one of my
Let me
favorite
know.
coaches, Diligent
She's
Taylor. We can ask a favor from Wildwood.
live podcast episode at Wildwood. Diljit Taylor is the guest, and the whole time we're just like really awkward. Write that down. Write that down.
Oh my,
Everything she says. Write that down. Write that down.
please, please. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Shout out Diljit Taylor for being so cool. Um.
The boss.
She is so cool. Who else is there? SEC. Oh my goodness. Oh my Patrick Kiprop.
My goat.
Oh, I love it. I want Arkansas to win. Oh, Arkansas to win so
They're
bad.
so, ugh, they're such goobers, dude.
They are such.
Yassine Abdallah. Did you see the thing I sent to you on Instagram? Yassine Abdallah posted a 3 hour long stream on YouTube where he goes over races and then plays that typing game for 2 hours.
I want
I
you to see
fucking
them
love
dollar on the podcast.
it.
Oh,
He's actually
you need change to change. Okay, Oliver. Nothing is promised. You need to run 120 miles a week on a treadmill. Okay.
the
Everybody
dude.
thinks I have
Oh
a
my
really
God.
big ego. Okay. I'm just getting faster.
He has an insanely huge ego. Dude, he's in favor of he likes the 17-man roster thing for cross country for NCAAs. He doesn't like the 10-man thing that SEC is doing, but he thinks 17 is okay because it's like in his mind, if you're not top 17 on the team, you're rolled. What are you doing? But he literally said in the same video that he was like 20th on the team. So, what?
I love him so much.
Nothing. He doesn't make any
He's
sense.
he is just oh man. I was a Scene of Dollar hater for a really long time. And then I learned more about him, and now I gotta love him. Gotta love
I
him. I
I
want I want him
don't.
to win. I want him and Patrick Kiprop to him, Patrick Kiprop. Who's the third guy?
Ramiego.
I mean, who has so much aura.
Ramiego. I can name probably the top five.
Wait, Ruben
Him.
Reina,
Okay. Patrick Kiprop, Yassin Abdallah, Kramiego. Actually, Kramiego second. Ruben Reina
Lil Rub,
and Ben Lil Rub and Ben Shearer.
sure.
Ben
If
Shearer.
they win, I would. That's just a win for cross country if they win.
And they were getting like Kenyan allegations too. They were getting like team international allegations. Patrick Kiprop and Karamiego. That's all in their top. Like that's two
Yeah,
guys in their top. I think top seven. And like this is one thing that I watched that stream. Yassine breaks down on the stream that Karamiego used to be mega ass. Like he pulls up the Tifers results and he's like he's just flaming him like this dude used to be so dog shit.
well, didn't he run at University of South Alabama? Like he just
I'm not
transferred to
sure.
Arkansas like this year.
Karami?
Yeah, and yeah.
No, no. He's been there for at least because I remember watching him in indoors last season, and I was
Oh,
like,
okay,
why does
maybe
this
like two
dude
years
have
ago.
on club? Huh?
He's.
Yeah,
God, I want them to win so bad, and I want them all to be wearing pit vipers,
pit vipers and gloves
pink gloves.
because
Oh,
that's what like on the line in indoor track on the Arkansas track. He's in pit vipers and gloves on an indoor track. And I was like, what is he
so
doing? What is going
cool!
on?
It's so cool.
He's oh, you're talking about we want to talk about most aura in the game.
It's
It's
toss
no,
up
it's no.
toss up between him and Micah Sarver Huber. Honestly,
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to compete with that NIL merch.
I mean, dude, I want to get it so bad. Him and Kyle Chen. Oh my God! Shout out Kyle Chen. Shout out Micah. We will buy your merch. All right, we're
That's
wrapping
a
it down
promise.
right
That's a
now.
promise.
That's a promise. Promise.
ACCs. ACCs.
ACCs, really fast. Wake won, which is really interesting. I'm not a Wake Forest fan because they just have a bunch of good recruits, but they did well on the men's side. Wait,
Wait,
women's
okay.
side.
UNC choked. I don't
Wait,
know
what
how
is
they
it?
did that.
And didn't Parker Wolf lose too?
Yeah, Parker Wolf lost to Gary Martin.
Oh my! Ah, Gary
Gary
Martin! Gary Martin! Oh my God! I forgot about that. We should have led with that. Gary Martin.
Martin. I watched that. First of all, that course looks like I mean it's flat, but it's like there's so much twists and turns and bullshit. Um, oh my God.
Gary Martin.
It was
I
Parker
want Gary
Wolf got
Martin with the Olympic gold
stunned.
medal. I remember heckling him at PTF. He was such a good sport about it. I love Gary Martin. God, the podcast's gonna end with that because we have like a minute left. Women's side, I think UNC won, which is awesome. Gary Martin, my goat. God,
Ethan
maybe if
Strand
we,
was also up there. I always thought of him as more of a 1500 guy, but he's
he's
been
just so
putting
good
in
though.
work. He's really good.
Yeah. West
Um,
Shipsy ran too, which is cool. Shout out Wes. We love you.
WS
Syracuse did not do super well.
carried those Wake boys to the chip.
Yeah, put the team on his back.
Yep. Rocky
Signing
Johnson
off.
who.
Just us two. Have a good week. We'll be back in a week. Hopefully with more people. This is a good pod. I think we got a lot done. Talked about a lot.
We talked. We talked.